We is live. All right, so I'm trying something. We're gonna create this in Unreal. Some of it at least today. All right. So since I deleted the map and I was struggling um with all of the models anyways, I grabbed myself this pack. Now this pack has textures and everything like that because I was really kind of like fucked with textures. So, anyways, we're going to add these things in, and then we are going to, as soon as I find it, and close this. Is this the right one? Nope. Here's my textures. Truck-kun back in action. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Um, I don't know if you were here for it. I deleted this map by accident. So yeah, that's was just amazing. So happy. Just blew away the map entirely, you know. Um, main game map. So yeah, I have to start over. I lost the map. So what it was is I lost the map data because I don't have the map data anymore. I don't have any way um of I don't have any way of getting it back. So that blows in a lot of different ways, you know. No, because it's the data that's not part of the project directly. It's indirectly part of the project. And I accidentally put it in the wrong folder because I'm a bit of an idiot sometimes. It happens. Unfortunately, there's no recovering. So I can edit the current, I'm sorry, I can edit the current map inside of Unreal, but I can't change it outside of Unreal. And because of that, I can't, I can't, so I can change it outside of, okay, so I can edit the map inside of Unreal and I can change it outside of Unreal. I've lost all of the data attached to the roads, so I can't change the roads in any way. I lost the section of the map that I was using from OpenStreetMaps, so I can't. Um, it will make it harder for me to like merge other things together with it, especially since the roads are gone, right? So I can't add new intersections. So it's just like, yeah, it's pretty much just got to start over at that point because it just becomes essentially unmaintainable. Yeah, it blows. It blows. So what okay, so what happened, and this is stupid on my part, right? I didn't realize that I had left the map data in the downloads folder, and I accidentally wiped the wrong downloads folder, and the downloads folder that I wiped had that data in it because I had initially, so I took a downloads folder that I was moving, I wanted to move it, right? Because I didn't realize that I was still downloading to that location, and I wanted to move it and put it into a location that made more sense for me, right? And then update it. So I made a backup of all the files in that folder, and then I proceeded to delete the other downloads folder that I wanted to move it to, that held all the downloads from that I wanted to keep, including my map data. Hmm. So, high suggestion. Don't do that. It's bad for everything. So, I have this. Going to quote that. Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. Um, so now I have this, and we're gonna take a look at playing around with this, um, and see if we like it. Because a lot of the issues that I was having, anyways, was around this intersection, and like these buildings here had to be completed in a certain way. So if this just completes those buildings for me, then these are some of the harder pieces that I was kind of struggling with, anyways. So this might just be a win-win here. Um, it might be a good thing because these are buildings that are like, these are hero buildings, right? They're the important buildings to this part of the map. So my map was bigger, but I can get back parts of it. The bigger parts, I can get those back, right? That's not a problem. And I can even, so what I can do now, if if I can get this to work, what I can do is I can grab new map data and work from that map data, right, to rebuild what I did have using these meshes. Well, I was going to need to redo, like, what I was working towards was just going to be like placing the buildings, and I was going to model each building individually. But now I might not actually have to do that. I might have a better way of doing it. And with that, that's going to be amazing. If that is the case, I am going to be so happy. Now, this actually I should probably make a new map and not call it the main game map. I should call it Shibuya Test or something like that. After it finishes importing all these models. This is what it looks like right now. So like if I click here, we can see that we actually have the train entrance that I was working on and not doing a very good job on. All the street, the reusable, a bunch of reusable stuff, which is kind of nice, right? The smoke pit, or is that actually an entrance? Might be an entrance or a smoke pit. I don't remember. This like train car here that I was going to have to try and figure out a model for. This is the bigger train station. This here specifically is the dog. It's a very famous dog that needs to be there. All the barriers and whatnot for the center of the road and everything. Like I was just starting to get into this, and now I don't really have to worry about it. Yeah, do you want to tell us about it? I'm down to listen if you're talking. Yeah. So these don't have any of the this doesn't have any of the stuff in the right place for the images. Like all the images are in the wrong spot. But we have what the image is supposed to be. So it's supposed to be bronze copper 0001 underscore 9 underscore S underscore 02. Sure. Yeah, we can do it. We can do voice. Just drop me a call on Discord and we'll do that, Zach. Sup, my friend?
All right. Let me make sure I have my audio settings dialed.
I can hear you. You should be good.
So, just had an impromptu interview at a startup
Yep.
that I only had 3 hours notice on. And the entire premise is that I shat on this guy so hard on Reddit that he offered me a job.
Well, that's an interesting development.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'd offer you a job if I had money for it.
Well, see, here's the thing. This job has absolutely nothing to do with any of the things I'm good at. The
Okay.
the startup is working on essentially a cloud-based NLE for video editing. They want to go all in on AI tools, but they're also interestingly focused on open timeline standards and just kind of essentially having these metadata payloads that allow easy interop between other, cloud-to-cloud services.
Are they based in Vancouver?
LA.
Okay.
Here's the thing, they wanted to build it in Go.
Sounds about right.
And Python.
Sounds about right.
And for whatever reason, they specifically wanted to hire game developers, because game developers are supposed to be good at making tools.
Doesn't sound about right. Well, yes, tools, but so are web devs.
Right.
So are application devs. Like, we all build tools. We build tools to solve problems. That's all we
well,
do.
Here's the thing that I don't get. There's absolutely no way for anyone. I don't care who. There's no way for anyone to make a performant video editor on the web without writing the entire damn thing in C++ and compiling to WebAssembly.
Yeah, no, because like the garbage collector is going to cause problems in Go.
You can technically compile Go to WebAssembly.
Yes. But I don't think it's as good, right?
No. Well, and they're
like, at least choose like
going...
Rust would be a better choice.
Right.
Because Rust at least compiles, you get memory you get memory safety without, quote unquote, memory safety, some level of management without having to worry about memory management, without having to worry about an actual proper garbage collector. Because garbage collectors are going to kill it. You can't have that. It's going to kill performance.
Right. Well, and okay, you can't make an NLE. Oh, sorry. Hi, Jack. I should be a better co-host. Introduce myself, so on and so forth.
Well, to be fair, there was only like 2 of you in chat, and you were like, "I will join VC."
So, I kind of just inserted myself.
It's fine. We all wanted to hear the story. Jack just got here late, and very legitimate question.
Okay. Imagine trying to do anything with video without FFmpeg.
That sounds painful and stupid.
And imagine saying, "Oh, well, we're going to have FFmpeg, so we're just going to have it as a separate Docker container."
Wait, but
no, you just write your entire application in C++. Integrate the libraries. They were planning to use Python purely to interface with Open Timeline. Why would you have Python to interface with Open Timeline when Open Timeline has a C++ library?
Like, I don't know. People are stupid.
Well, and just wait. They want to do AI tools, right?
At that point, you just might as well just write everything in C++.
Well, they weren't planning to use PyTorch.
People are weird.
Like, if you're going to have an entire deployment plan for these, and container orchestration for these Python services for a machine learning driven project, but all of your machine learning is going to be farmed out, and you're going to bill compute costs for other people's ML compute services?
Well, yeah, it's all going to be ChatGPT.
But it's video. You don't need anything at all from OpenAI if you're applying machine learning to video. Because we've been applying machine learning to video for 15 goddamn years already.
Yes, but you're forgetting the buzzwords. You started this. It's a Silicon Valley startup, right? You need buzzword bingo.
Startup.
Yeah, but it's
worse than Silicon Valley. It's a Hollywood startup.
It's technically like a Silicon Valley startup. Let's be real.
Yeah.
And you got to play buzzword bingo with those, or that's how you get your funding.
True.
Do you remember the reports of all the different companies that were like, we have AI, and it's just like, okay, and what does the AI do? And they bullshit everybody, and then you go talk to the developers, and they're like, yeah, we kind of shimmed in like a tiny bit of ChatGPT in this one section that nobody uses, just so we could stamp that we do generative AI in this application.
Yeah, yeah. And it now here's the funny thing. Yes, this was an absolutely weird interview across the board. It was supposed to take 15 minutes. It took 70.
That just sounds about right. Yeah,
I learned where he's from, New Jersey. I learned about his grandmother. She's Italian.
naturally.
I have been given a complete overview of all of their goals, his life story, his tech stack, and a job offer without any definition of what I would do.
Did they at least offer you good money? You don't have to say how
We don't know
much,
yet.
but
Uh, well, they've only done one round of fundraising yet. They're going to have to see what they can do to afford me, but they figure that they will throw me some money and I will just hand gesture. There's no word for this next step. I'm just kind of generally drawing boxes in the air.
so you do this.
Yeah.
We put things in here all day.
And now here's the thing. The guy I spoke to, he was wonderful. Great guy. And on all of the non-technical fronts, because he is the non-technical founder, he had an absolutely solid idea of feature prioritization, what matters to editors in the editing room, meaningful versus non-meaningful collaboration tools in cloud-based environments. He was on point at every single part.
Mhm.
His advisor was literally the person who invented non-linear video editors.
What's a non-linear
So,
video editor? I don't
like
actually know.
Premiere or DaVinci, anything where you're not like physically like taking scissors to cut film, but
Oh,
you're
okay.
technically composing essentially a series of non-destructive edits that are then used to compose the clips.
Yeah,
That's an NLE. The name makes no sense if you've never cut analog film.
that makes sense.
But yeah, so their non-technical advisor, he is great. The guy that I spoke to, he's an experienced editor. I've seen the shows he's edited. He's done a good job. He knows how to do the big multicam live event stuff. That's so goddamn painful in video editing.
Yeah, so he knows what he's doing in his world of expertise, which is good
Yeah.
because that makes a good founder.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so I think at some point next week I'm supposed to meet the technical founder. But
Okay.
here's the thing. I think I already know her through Pixar. She is on the 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 leadership for Apple Vision Pro, and the Apple Vision Pro people are involved in pretty much every single Pixar USD project because Apple's entire approach to 3D is built around the USD format. So there's
Yeah,
like this 30% chance that I am going to roll up into this meeting next week with Avery. We'll just wave to each other because I was talking with two of her coworkers on Thursday last week.
that'd be funny.
Oh, when I say Pixar, it's technically open source stuff through the Linux Foundation. Pixar doesn't pay me, but they should.
Zach,
But yeah,
Zach is a very experienced kind of technical artist, developer. He really knows his stuff. To everybody who is unaware of who
it,
Zach is, um,
I'm not actually that experienced though. I'm in my 30s. I
so,
just show up
so
places and
yeah,
be opinionated, and then people listen to me.
yeah. See, yeah. But you also know what you're talking about, and that's more than most.
It, the way I like to phrase it is I'm very good at saying words. I'm very good at communicating my understanding of things. Lots of people I know They are genuinely smarter than me. They understand things very, very well. But when it comes to communicating that understanding, they talk like they're a junior.
Yeah. At any rate, though,
Anyway, I have completely derailed you.
no, that's fine. I'm still waiting for things to finish.
Wait,
Apparently, this is still importing.
what?
I think it crashed. The message log won't come
Wow.
up.
Oof. So, what kind of importer is it using?
I'm just using FBX.
Normal FBX or Datasmith FBX?
Oh, I don't even know how I would check that.
So, Epic has this whole thing. You'd have to talk to Matt about it to understand it. Um, Essentially, they have 2.5 import systems. So they have the half is kind of all of the old legacy system, like the legacy FBX import.
Mm-hmm.
The There's this new kind of like unified import pipeline that kind of grew for Unreal Engine 5. Then there's Datasmith. And Datasmith is the stuff that's essentially oriented at like the ArcViz people.
Well, it's definitely giving me warnings already. Metro Box 3, Box 4323 has some nearly zero binormals, which can create some issues.
Okay, so it's getting part of the way in there. But yeah, the best way to summarize the whole import process, Datasmith is accidentally awesome. People who use Datasmith love Datasmith. Side note, do you know Finn?
Maybe. I might have
Finn
talked to him
is
in
fine.
passing.
He is a technical artist from New Zealand. He streams on Twitch.
I do not know Finn. I know some
Let me
technical artists from like um, Europe.
I will drop a link in chat to Finn.
Hmm.
I know that
Actually,
for
send it
his
to me
work.
and I'll paste it into it so YouTube gets it
Oh,
as
yeah, so
well.
you can hit both streams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he does a 3ds Max Houdini Unreal Engine workflow. Um, I know that at work he talks about using like Datasmith import a lot. So he's someone who can kind of give you like a he can just sit down and sing the praises. Oh yeah, just do Datasmith.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Side note. Mr. Buter is a really good he really knows his stuff about audio engineering.
I know fuck all about audio.
Yeah. He
I
has
learned the other day
he
that
has sorry.
some people can't play instruments in their heads.
That's crazy.
Some people have aphantasia, but for arbitrarily adding saxophones to whatever song is in their head.
That's fucked up.
That is the limit of my audio knowledge.
Is that you, man? Is I don't think I can pronounce his name right. Buter? I think I got it right. I'm about at least 2% sure I got it right.
I mean, you could just go super French with it.
Well, he doesn't have a French accent though. He makes
Well,
YouTube videos.
well then there you
Boo
go.
tier. Okay. There we go. Oh wow, some of these are inside out. This is
Uh,
much bigger than I want it to be.
Now you do have an option here.
Mm-hmm.
Since you have a Maya license, Maya has the best default USD exporter.
Well, funny story. I have it open in Maya right now.
Well, there you go. Because yeah, converting that to USD in Houdini would be an absolute pain in the ass.
Well, okay, so if I do this in USD, do I get the FBXs as individual files in Unreal?
You can. So essentially, the way that the USD process can work, you have essentially two options. Option one is you just import it and it gets turned into into a U asset.
Yeah,
Option two, you open up in the
because
USD stage,
hmm
and in that USD stage editor, you essentially have the options of selecting ways to part it out. So you can part it out by component or by assembly and things like that. Now, that in itself can be kind of awkward because that almost like splits the export process between two of the 2.5 export pipelines that Unreal has. But you can also do things like collapse essentially certain sections, and you can even actually have it like automatically create folders for parting out the sub elements in a USD. It is nowhere near perfect. That's the common thing with USD is it's a fantastic file format after 200,000 lines of code to support it on top of your editor features.
like ideally, I want to just work in FBX if I can, but
So yeah, if you have it in in FBX and your material assignments are all named well,
well,
you
I'm
could.
I have to recreate all of them. So
Okay.
yeah.
So something you could do is there's the secret extra option for importing FBX files, which is to import it directly into the level rather than into your content drawer.
Hmm. I think this is also
And
causing problems though.
yeah, that looks dense.
Yeah, that is dense and also reversed.
Yeah, that's makes me wonder what it came from originally.
I think 3D Max.
Max isn't any chance like it came like through some other architectural stuff along the way.
Very possible.
Because it SketchUp is an absolute nightmare with flipped faces because
Oh wait,
they use the
this is also multiple. This is multiple logs.
oh are the are the LODs packed in there as well?
Yeah, they're packed on top of each other. That actually makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame that Filmbox never actually standardized any of that before Autodesk bought them.
Yeah. It's an understatement. Yeah, because like if I was to okay, so like what I was thinking about maybe doing is if I can just come over to here and I don't want to export these by hand, but like I essentially just want to export this building here. Actually, right now, let's just I really wanted to use these, but these need to be cleaned before they can be used.
Well, it are those buildings grouped in the outliner or is it all just flat?
These? These are grouped. These are grouped as by block.
Okay. So you see, are they named? I think, if I remember correctly, Maya has glob based selection patterns in your outliner. I'd have to.
Oh God, I don't even know. I was hoping that I could just drop them all in, and oh, it's working. They're going to be far from perfect, but I can get them in, and then I just need to process them better.
Yeah, yeah. That's the key thing.
Yeah, right now my goal is to just get them in and see if I can get the textures working
Yeah.
because I
So
have to make all the materials.
where did you find the buildings?
Okay, so did you ever see the anime Tokyo?
I don't
Also,
think so.
Bootier, do not underestimate yourself. You are a far better audio engineer than either of us are.
Are we talking when you say Anime Tokyo? Are we talking about the store in Texas?
No, the wait. No, you're the UI guy. That's my bad.
Well,
He did the videos that I used to teach myself common UI. That's what it was. Sorry.
oh,
My bad.
that's, but, but that's a
Anime
completely
Tokyo.
different thing. I mean,
No,
audio and
no, but
UI.
there was an audio guy and he has a somewhat similar name. This guy.
Yeah. Okay. Huh.
So he did a write up, Anime Tokyo, how I did it.
Oh, right. You sent me that link last time.
Yeah. So I was going through this and he made a call out for specifically so he was using stuff like this, but then he also made a
Right.
call out for here.
Oh, so is this the plateau data?
No, the plateau data doesn't come with textures.
Okay.
And it's like really tightly bundled together in a way that's kind of awkward. But I did get it out. I got it. Um, but textures have been like the number one thing that I've been struggling with right now, and I kind of wanted to be able to just kind of move on and just get like a base idea. So I went and I found, based off this guy's talk, his documentation here. As soon as I can find it, here we go. These guys have a um, Shibuya station, and it has a lot of the assets that I was going to have trouble with. So I picked it up because I'm just like, I want to be able to start, and I feel really stuck right now. So I want to get myself past that hurdle. So I stop feeling stuck and I start feeling like I'm actually getting somewhere. Right.
Well,
So I grabbed this and it looks really nice and it looks like something that I should be able to use.
well, that's good. Now, this might actually be an opportunity. The easiest way to handle material assignments in Unreal is to tell the user interface to fuck off and do it in Python.
We can do that.
Yeah. So, okay. First of all, one really weird thing. You know all of the missing C++ documentation in Unreal Engine 5?
Mm,
There's just it,
yes. Some of it seems to be missing. I think
yeah,
I have
it's
ran into
hiding
that.
it's hiding in the Python stuff.
Yeah, I have seen some weird Python, like some stuff in the Python stuff that.
Well, here's the best part. Technically speaking, there are Python functions for everything that exists in the runtime side of Unreal. You can't actually use any of it. Python only works in the editor. It does not work while play in editor is running.
That was my
But
understanding. It was mostly for
technically,
like UI stuff.
yeah, it's for automating doing things to assets that the UI just doesn't cover. Um, but it also gives you stubs and ways to search all of the runtime stuff as well. And sometimes you can get a better idea from the Python function signatures than the C++ function signatures.
I thought
Um,
the Python stuff was a little bit incomplete still.
well, they're both incomplete, but they're incomplete in different ways. Is the best way to look at it.
That's fair.
So, like for the Python stuff, you'll find Python functions that expect an argument that you can't actually provide in Python because it's something runtime related. But then there are also subsets of things like, well, just iterating through your content drawer and going through material assignments and stuff like that. Where yeah, it essentially you can do more in Python for editor scripting than you can do in Blueprints by a significant margin.
Interesting.
But if you can't do it in Python, not only do you have to do it in C++, you have to start making your own UI elements in Slate.
Sounds about right.
So you win some, you lose some.
I don't know how good or actually we can check because we have all the data. I think some of this should have a material attached to it, right?
Oh yeah, that shop material path.
Yeah.
Now, if you take that shop material path, and I forget the Unreal specific property that you're supposed to create in Houdini for this, but you can actually turn a shop material path into a path that Unreal will automatically map to a material on import.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing about maybe playing with something like that because now I've got the file the I don't know. Right now I think that for like right this moment I want to get exactly one thing working as soon as it loads in because I just dragged it into the scene. So we're going to find out if it's actually going to load. But
Well, that'll be fun.
the one that I want to get in here is I think this one. I want to do the dog first. Because these are all like perspective selected. There we go. Yeah, here we go. So I want to get the dog in if I can first. I still don't like the fact that some of these are inside out. So I don't think
It makes me wonder what FBX version it was originally exported with.
I'm sure there's a way to find out.
Yeah, it well,
What's up, Grim?
you can actually do all sorts of stuff with FBX with the SDK. You can even actually import camera paths from Maya to Unreal through FBX.
Yeah, I've heard about stuff like that.
Well, all of that is built on exporting it into your scene rather than into your content drawer. So you essentially it does like the same thing that it actually does with a USD import, where it creates kind of a parent actor in your scene outline, and it essentially imports the geometry, then also places actors for all of it in your scene.
This is the other thing that I wanted to bring up.
Is that
It's an underground station.
okay? I was gonna say, like it is that one of those little magazine stores, or is that
No.
just a massive blue?
Uh, I wonder if it's the train. No, the train is literally just the train. Okay. I should have seen that one coming. Um,
I mean that's some decent geo for a sub. Sorry, not a sub, a train. Um,
let's take a look at the metro. Oh, there. It's part of this. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's fucked up. There's holes in it. Is there supposed to be holes in it? Maybe there is supposed to be holes in it.
yeah, those kind of make sense. Like well, at least like some of the more like outskirtsy subway entrances I remember from Beijing. You know, they didn't try to actually like have any aircon for that first stage. The big ones though.
It's a primary station. I think it's one of the most famous stations in the world.
Oh, wait, is that? Oh yeah, that's those are glass panels.
Yeah, but they look connected in this.
Yeah, they do, huh?
good to see you as well, Graham. Just thinking about you the other day. Yeah, and then and this is the new one. I think this is the newer one, or this is an old one. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not going for 1-to-1. I'm going for general. I look at this area, and if I've looked at Shibuya Station, it's gonna make sense to me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and it.
This is not perfect, but it's close enough, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, that actually makes me wonder if you could essentially just actually filter out and get the those LOD levels where it's significantly simplified geometry, and essentially just run the LODs for your test blockout, so that way you can kind of get to essentially just driving in the environment and kind of tweaking the controls around that. But is there a LOD identifier in the attributes?
Not that I was seeing. That's kind of like where I was stopping here. So like before, like if I go into split, sometimes we'll see the LOD data. Yeah, I'm not seeing lot like anything that's flagged as lotted, right?
Huh. Well, what about in the original FBX in Maya? Are they just like an extra shape under like a, oh shit, what's the Maya term for an empty?
Oh, I don't know. But
A point?
like
A
some of them
null.
some of them don't look lotted and then others do, right? Like this one doesn't look like it has LODs stacked on top of each other, right? So if I go like this and then I move this, yeah, this one's not lotted, right? But
Yeah.
then if I go over to this one here, right? Actually, this one might not be lotted here as well. Let's find out. It's not lotted here. Hmm. Interesting. I don't think this is lotted either.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not. Interesting. So weird. But then, like, when I brought that specific section here in, oh wow, these are all inside out. Let's do this. Oh, that's why. No, let's do this. Yeah, it's not lotted.
Huh.
But if we go back to block one, I think it was. This one looks like it's lotted right here. You see the fighting phases.
Well, is that are those LODs or are those like just floater planes?
I think they're LODs. They're usually LODs. It's not a LOD. Interesting.
Yeah, those must be floaters, which at least to a degree, props.
Is this like... No, this even has Geo to it. It's very thin Geo, but it's Geo nonetheless. Interesting. What's a floater plane?
Floaters are essentially decals, but inside your asset.
Ah, okay.
So like Star Citizen, that's a great example for all of their spaceships. Rather than try and like do their decals in lumberyard, they just do like for all the bolts and their connection lines, and some weld lines and things like that. Yeah, they just have kind of utility trim sheets,
Ah,
and
okay.
then they just do small planes.
There's one right there.
Or
It's a TV
Bethesda.
screen.
Oh yeah, I think they'd have a little bit of an offset on the TV screen though.
I guess maybe, I don't know. And I think there's a couple in here too.
Yeah. Well, and it some of that can be an engine dependent thing. So like with Bethesda and Creation Kit, Z ordering for coplanar faces is manual. So a lot of their assets when you deconstruct them, they're just 5 to 6 completely coplanar faces. And they've stacked them and manually ordered them with some of their rendering tools, so that way they'll do like fragmented ends of a board and things like that. And yeah, it's fine being completely coplanar.
This looks like ass. Man, shadows suck sometimes.
Honestly, the secret for shadows is just turning them off. People don't notice.
Yeah, but this is also actually inside out.
Yeah.
That means the dog is inside out too, isn't it?
Now you could cheat with some negative scale.
Yeah, doggy is inside out. What, you think like this? Where'd he go?
Where's the origin for the dog?
Oh, there he is. These are all offset origin offset.
Oof. That that sounds horrible.
Well, it's not too bad because like you just put if I run it through Houdini, it will fix the problem.
True. Um, there are also some options for that in the mesh edit tools. The what's his name? The Epic's Australian DevRel guy. Um, I don't remember his name. Nice guy. Um, he was completely geeked about the fact that he no longer has to officially ask artists to just put the origin at the bottom center. He just has buttons for that now in Unreal.
That would make me happy too. That's a lot of chairs of the same chair.
Oh yeah.
Where even are the chairs? Where the fuck are these chairs?
Okay, now here's the real question. Where's the origin on the chair?
The center of the map.
Oh, that's so. Wait, they froze the transforms on everything.
They made it so that you can just come in and drag this into your scene and it places everything in the right spot. Literally
But you
everything
could
is its own geo. It's not
wait,
good. It's not good.
but you could already do that with an FBX.
That's what they
You
did with
can
an
maintain
FBX.
placings with an FBX.
That's what they've done.
They've done it the wrong way.
Well, no, look. I can zero it. I should move it. No, no, it's still really, really off. Okay. Unsurprised. That's fine though. Like The FPX version isn't meant for games.
I suppose.
Yeah, they have a Unity version of a lot of some of their stuff, and that's actually used for obviously Unity, right?
Yeah.
But they don't have a Unity version of this map, so still can't believe that
It,
this is Inside Out.
it this makes me want to start an outsourcing company.
What's
Because
your out?
clearly, if this is what I'm up against,
Yeah, yeah. Can I suggest doing Japan first?
I suppose. On the flip side, that paying American wages for that amount of grunt work, completely different story.
We had Japan with a friend's discount. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty much what I was thinking.
I mean, hell, if it covers rent, I might just do it.
I would not be able to afford that.
Oh, rent's cheap out here.
I I am lacking of the monies. So.
Oh, I remember your whole tax situation. I know how broke you are.
Oh god, yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Well, and from the sounds of it, your tax agencies up in Canada actually have some teeth.
Probably. I thought the IRS had teeth too.
The IRS only have teeth if you're stupid.
I think the
So
Canadian
so
tax system's the same.
like genuinely, and this is a shout out to every single American who is listening in right now. If the IRS has made you sweat, you're stupid. They are nice, they are polite, they mail you. When you communicate with them proactively, it's like they're rolling out the red carpet. They will cut you a discount just for good behavior if you're proactive.
It's good to know.
Like across the board, if you start the conversation before the IRS notices the problem, they think you're Jesus.
I just have an accountant.
Yeah. Well, did you have that same accountant before or after?
Uh Before. I've had him for a couple years now.
Yeah.
Like more than two, like 4 maybe 5 years now.
Yeah.
I've only started having the tax issue that I'm having since I started with this new company.
Well, yeah, because that from the sounds of it, they just kind of dropped the ball on withholdings for you in general.
Yes, 100%.
Well,
To be fair, I did I did fuck up filling out the information, but they know how much I make. They should have filled it out properly.
yeah, yeah. Other countries handle taxes in a much simpler way, where you don't have to do any complicated withholdings or standard deduct. The fact that we have a standard deduction, which is just a summary of a bunch of other complicated deductions, and it's all of these cyclically self-referencing forms without a graph view overview. Like, they have the technology to make this simple.
Why the fuck would
You
they
know,
do
we
that?
yeah.
ADAM E-frame? Where was I? Where is it?
Oh, so there are 1,500 textures.
I suppose.
I'm getting the feeling that this was originally some kind of SketchUp travesty.
Mm,
Looking at all of those photo sourced textures, that is the sort of thing that I see ArcViz people do.
what's that?
Uh, Surface representations in SketchUp are a joke, and they don't really give you UV editing tools. So what people will do is they essentially just individually project random ass photo sourced textures. They're literally just pictures of things without any other surface properties.
Sounds about right.
And then they just have these completely inscrutable material names because SketchUp doesn't actually give you a useful interface for getting into and managing your materials and your naming. And it essentially enforces no scene hierarchy on you. So
Yeah,
you can end up with these completely flat, then with just these arbitrarily deep subtrees, and then just bunches of things that are just photos.
yeah, these are just like fucking. They're weird. 100% weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And okay, Korea.
I could see this being Korea. Yeah.
Korea loves SketchUp. Have you ever read a Korean webcomic?
Yeah. Yeah.
That webcomic was made with SketchUp.
Oh, is that what they're using?
You know those really shitty 3D backgrounds? Those are SketchUp assets. Essentially, so the common 2D software that they tend to use has posable mannequins for art reference and some limited ability to essentially import and pose 3D assets. But for the background phase, and they typically actually have that as some other person's job to do backgrounds. Yeah, that's just some person messing around in SketchUp.
Hmm. I'm not surprised, is what I'm gonna say.
It's why the horses look so horrible. Yeah, you simply can't do organic shapes efficiently in SketchUp. Even the theme park industry. They might do initial designs in Revit, they might do some blockouts in SketchUp and things like that. But when it comes to actually putting together digital experiences, they'll bring it into Max or Maya because SketchUp is just bad. If you want to do shrubs, don't touch SketchUp. Do it in anything else. If you want to do a horse or a sculpture or a yeah,
I don't know.
already though.
You you could probably actually get sorry to uh boot 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 here statement. You could probably get Japan right now. Japan's really cheap at the moment due to the yen being so weak.
Yeah. Um, that's great for FromSoft this summer though.
Oh yeah, they're fucking killing it.
I yeah, when the yen is so weak, but like the vast majority of your sales are in dollars, that's a bumper crop.
It's a nice problem to have.
Yeah. Yeah. Shame they don't pay their people shit. It's literally one of the worst paid game dev studios in the entirety of Japan.
Fairly certain these are my vents. Maybe
They definitely look like vents.
it definitely looks like this vent here. I'm not crazy, right?
That looks right. It's just a question of, well, one, did they have their UV set up in a way to work with that, or did they use a bunch of just projected stuff in SketchUp that doesn't translate?
Oh, it was probably the latter. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I go to here, we go up here. We go to here. Go to Metro. Okay, and we're specifically wanting to look at this.
Oh, was that a little bit of Z fighting of a
Probably.
projection plane?
Oh, probably, more than likely. Yeah, it looks like there's something going on there. There we go, some Z fighting. I want to cry. Okay,
Now
so
the question is, does that asset actually have the UV channels set up to even use those decals properly?
oh, probably not. I'd be surprised if it did. Okay, let's do this. We'll split half here.
So
Then we will take this one here and we're going
actually,
to
wait, they have a version of this prepped for Unity though, right?
no. This one they only have a version for all the other pieces of software.
Well, so
This
just everything except game engines?
this one's Max, Maya, Cinema 4D, Blender, LWS, FBX, DAE, and OBJ.
Okay, so they probably just took the huh. Has an animated day-night cycle in Max Maya and Cinema 4D.
I would have to go create folders and stuff like that to get the textures to work in Maya though.
Yeah. Well, essentially, I'm wondering if it has a version that's structured in a way where you can programmatically iterate over it. You know, even if you're technically, consuming it in Houdini.
Probably. Probably because they're all disconnected based off of the FBX. Because I'm just grabbing them from the FBX, right?
Right. But so yeah, so for this, if it doesn't actually have two material channels, then are they expecting you to actually have a separate material assignment just on the decal?
I'm not sure. We're about the same into this right now, unfortunately. Interesting. Okay, so there is multiple things going on here. Huh.
Yeah, that's cursed. That is cursed. Already though, I need to go sort out dinner. It's like 8:15 here.
I need to figure out whatever the fuck this is. Is it possible that these no, because these are all used as if they were trim sheets. They're not trim sheets, but they're used as if trim sheet. Why trim sheet
Well,
if not trim sheet?
yeah, that's just weird. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll be back once I get some food in me. Best of luck.
I may chime back in afterwards. Udemy course isn't gonna make itself. All right. Well, you have a good one, man, and you go grab your food, and I will chat with you later.
Alrighty, cheers.
Cheers, man. Hmm. How are they doing that? Hmm. Yeah, no, he's a cool guy. I quite like him. I might actually call this an early night because I am not sure what I'm gonna do here, and this is gonna require some work. And at least I got some texture stuff in. So yeah, just not really feeling it today is all. You know what I mean? Let's see. Do we have LODs? We don't have LODs. Okay, so we don't have any LODs. Interesting. You forgot to preheat your oven? Uh, that's no good. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. Um, Go do something else. Maybe work on this in the background because this is gonna be effectively this is gonna need to be retextured all from scratch. So essentially, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to take this right in Houdini, take this here tech thing, re actually build like update the fix this because this is not what I would call good. Although parts of it are pretty decent, right? Like these windows should probably all be the same window. The way that I want to do it. But other than that, we should be probably good. And then it just needs to be UV'd together into a trim sheet that I can utilize for this of some kind. And then I don't need this the steps down, this back part here. Like this here can come in and we don't need this, right? Like there's a bunch of stuff here that we don't need that is here for people to walk. So we'll work that out. I guess what we can call a general idea of like what all is going to happen here. Then we center it and all that, and then we can just grab the coordinates and rotation and everything from the existing stuff and then bring that in as like a JSON object or something like that to place everything. Not familiar with that. Let me go look that up real quick. But I also got like the absolute heap of trash that is the I don't think that I've got the right thing here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was totally thinking about trying out the Houdini substance designer stuff or whatever. But I might still just paint I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this. I might paint it in Substance Painter. Just for familiarity so I can start getting things out. But I'm going to have to go through and like do each individual one at a time to get this all worked out, which sucks. But in some aspects, it really sucks. But in other aspects, it is what it is. I also might just retexture everything myself to some degree now that I've got more geo. I could potentially work in a way that with the extra geo, it will be easier to paint in Substance Painter from scratch, and I can use flatter colors because it's anime. So I guess tomorrow we'll work this out tomorrow. But tonight I think I need a break from this. I've been fighting with this stuff for I think a little bit too long, maybe. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to re-UV everything. And I've got to go through and fix all the ones that have fucked up reversed stuff. Like specifically, the stuff here is reversed. Some of this is reversed and the normals need to be fixed on it. It's probably why it's all weird. And then like some of it has a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. Like the chairs. The chairs are a great example. You can't even get into this place, right? Like other than these being windows, and I'm sure that the reason that this is like this is because these are windows that you can see into, and I don't care. So we can delete that entire inside. And I want my windows to be the windows should be not see-through. I don't want them to have transparency because it's a tiny bit faster. Isn't there problems with that? Like isn't there actually problems with scaling the UVs to 0 when you bring them into Unreal? Or is that not a problem? I think Cinti does that. And I was thinking about trying to do it the Cinti way. Anyways, let's talk about it later. For now, I'm going to call it a night. I will catch you all later tomorrow. Okay. It just pops a warning, then I'm fine with it. All right, we're going to process these. We're going to start setting up and processing these tomorrow. And then after that, after they're all processed, I can actually get them in and we can place them and everything like that and get them textured using a really, really interesting texture system that Zach just gave me a great idea for. I'm gonna attempt to do them the Cinti way. Might be fun. Okay. I will catch you all later. But thank you to everybody who showed up, chatted. Thank you, Zach, for coming on and telling us the story of your interview today. It was great having you. I've seen him. Is he streaming? He's not streaming. He's a cool guy. I
care about bones.
Wait, he's doing high res stuff? No, that's somebody else. Okay. It was a cathartic rant. I'm happy we could help. All right. Again, talk to you all later. Ta-ta for now.